Today's practice is dedicated to a moment in which you're having a hard time. So join me on the mat with your knees wide and touch your big toes together. Extend your arms forward, walking your hands forward, and join me in an extended child pose. Use this moment to arrive on the mat, gently placing your forehead on the mat. And from here, just close your eyes and use the next seconds to just look inside of yourself and notice all the body sensations that you can detect for the moment. And if you do have a feeling that you see very clearly, then just notice that without any judgment. Just notice what's true for you in this moment. In a moment, we will start breathing together. So I invite you to let the air come out of your mouth and gently inviting air in the nostrils, in the nose. So make this breath intense, inviting a lot of air, oxygen into your body, and then letting a lot of air out of your mouth. Intensify the breathing and make it the focus of your attention for the next few seconds. One last inhale in the nose, and when you exhale, push yourself up to seated again, closing your knees together, staying in a kneeling position. Adjust your feet so you can sit comfortably on them. And we're going to take the next 3 breaths, the slowest breaths you've ever taken. So count the seconds of your inhale, maybe 5 seconds, maybe 7 seconds. And when you exhale, blow out of your mouth as if you were blowing air out of a straw. As long as you can till the very bottom of the exhale. And then naturally the inhale starts again in the nose for a few seconds, maybe 5, maybe 7, maybe 8 seconds of inhale full of air. And the exhale comes naturally, pushing air out of a straw. Make it as long as you can. Enjoy the exhale all the way, emptying your body to the very bottom. Normally, the inhale comes again in the nose. Fill yourself up with air. Float full of air for just 1 second at the top, and then exhale out. Enjoy the last exhale to the very bottom. Well done. Now move your feet in a different position so you can maybe sit on your toes if that's comfortable for you. Otherwise, use a pillow to make yourself comfortable. And on your next inhale, rise your arms up towards the sky, touch your hands. And on the exhale, bend over to your left side and then switch to the right side. Taking one arm at a time to extend and stretch your side to the right and to the left. And keep breathing in the nose, out of the nose, while I show you this movement from every different angle. And we're going to start making this even more dynamic. So when you move to the right, the left arm comes up. And you move to the left, the right arm comes up. And now go forward, round your back, exchange the arm, and then again switch to the left, the right arm comes up. Go to the right, the left arm comes up. Now round forward, and the right arm comes up again. Keep moving this way with your breath. You can slow down, you can go faster. Make this your somatic movement of the day. Feeling in your sides and feeling in your hips and your legs in this position. Let the neck move fluidly with your movement. As you continue breathing and exploring more, the more you move, the more the movement becomes bigger and more flexible. Enjoy your last movement here, and when you come straight up again, stay still, stop for a moment, let your arms fall, touch the ground, and just notice how your body feels inside in stillness after movement. Now let's change position. Join me on this very deep low squat, opening your feet wide and lifting your heels so you're only on your toes, touching the ground for balance. But if you can, place your hands together at the heart and your elbows on your knees, and eventually try to go and reach for the floor with your heels. Take a few breaths in this position. Let your hips adjust to this new pose. Breathe deeply into your Malasana deep squat position. And if you're up with your heels raised, then look left and extend both arms. And then come back to center and look right and extend both arms again. We're going to repeat it again, maybe with your heels on the ground. You don't have to though. Look left, open up both arms, and come back to center, reset. Look right, extend your arms straight, look back, and then come back to center. Well done. Now sit on the mat and Navasana. Balance on your butt and lift your knees, maybe grabbing your thighs, the back of your thighs, or maybe grabbing your shins. And lift your feet up the ground and engage your core so strong that maybe you can release your hands and your arms, taking one breath, and then pause and rest for a moment, hugging yourself like I'm doing right now. Well done. Let's do that again. We're going to balance for the core. Navasana boat pose. Set your legs, squeeze your abs, squeeze your pelvis also, and just take 1 or 2 breaths in here, really challenging your balance and your core strength in this position. And then rest, feet on the ground, hug yourself, rest your cheek or your forehead between your knees. This feels so good to hug yourself today. Third and last time, let's sit up again, lift your feet, squeeze your core, engage your abs, and maybe try extending your legs for an advanced pose where you can challenge yourself and let the hands go off the legs. Take a few breaths in here in the nose. Please breathe calmly, and then slowly let go and take a moment to hug yourself in this resting position. Hug yourself, feel the love that you have for yourself. Maybe even tell yourself nice affirmations. For example, I love myself. From here, bring your feet strongly on the ground, on your toes, and then try to extend your hips towards the ceiling. Your heels come down to the mat, so strong feet. Your knees are bent and the belly is in touch with your thighs. Now place your hands, interlace your fingers, and place them behind your head, your skull, grabbing your skull, hugging it, so to support it and pushing it down to extend your neck towards the ground. And just extend your knees as much as needed, keeping the contact of your belly with the thighs. Maybe swing right and left while you breathe. Enjoy this forward bend as much as you can. Now keep your knees bent and release the hands down to touch the mat. And we're going to twist to the left side. So let the left arm go reach for the sky, twisting your torso. And release down. The legs don't move, the hips don't move. Twist to the right side. The right hand comes for the ceiling, the sky, and put the arm down again. To the left side, twist, and maybe placing the left hand on the lower back for a deeper twist. Release and twist to the right side, hand maybe on the lower back on your hips for a deeper twist, and then slowly release down. Bend your knees a lot, bring your hips down to touch your heels, lift your heels from the ground and balance again. So we're balancing on our toes. Arms come forward, extended, strong on your core, strong on everything on your body, and keep breathing. Gently release and kneel down again on your knees. And toes are tucked in, so flex feet. We're going to sit up and sit down. So squeeze your glutes to come up and release the glutes to sit down. Your hands can be on your hips like mine or anywhere you want. Just keep breathing, really moving your hips, your pelvis forward and backward with your movement. Squeezing the glutes to sit up and just sitting back down, relaxing. Few more of these until you stop with your hips up, sitting, squeeze your glutes even more, roll your shoulders open, lift your chest towards the sky, and gently start to bend backward as much as you can, as much as your body allows today. So you need to still be able to breathe. Squeeze your legs together to come up and rest, sit down. We're going to do it again. Sit up, squeeze your glutes very strongly, open your shoulders, rolling them open, bend backward as much as you can, and only if you are open with your chest open, the lower back doesn't hurt, then your hands can try to reach for the heels like me in this camel pose. Or otherwise, there's no need. You can just sit down and rest. Open your heart, keep pushing the hips forward and squeeze the hips to come up and sit back to rest. Time to give those hips some love. So join me on a crossed legs position, placing one foot in front of your pelvis and the other one in front of your foot. And slowly curve your spine, bend forward and walk your hands forward as much as you can. Maybe using your fists one on top of each other to rest your forehead on. Or if you're more flexible, your forehead can reach for the mat even. Just rest in this position wherever you are. Maybe you can use even a pillow to rest on a pillow. And then release, and we're going to switch leg. So the other leg first closer to your pelvis and then the foot in front of the other foot. And then slowly again, walk forward, curve your spine forward, bending forward. Just feel it in your hips, trying to relax your knees, relaxing your hips for just 1 second more until you push yourself up again very slowly. And we move into our last pose for the day, which is a resting pigeon. So pigeon pose with the right leg bent in front of you. Bring the left leg behind you. Extend it. Tuck your toes. And maybe place pillows under your hips if this is too complicated, too painful for you. Raise up, lift your hips. If this is okay for you, bend your knee as much as needed. Your foot can be close to your hips. And walk yourself forward and just rest for a moment on that right leg, feeling the stretch in the hip. Wherever you need it for today, you don't have to push it. Just take a moment to relax into it. Not too long. We come and lift up again, and now we reverse this movement by pushing with the fingertips in front of you and really trying to extend backward. So now it's stretching the left front of the hip. And then switch legs. Bringing the left leg in front, the right leg extended behind you. Find your position wherever you need it for today, your angle, and bend forward, just resting your forehead, wherever you need. Again, use any prop for this position, any pillow that you might need under your butt or under your belly or your head. Relaxing for 1 second more. And then very slowly release this pose. And when you lift your core up, use the fingertips on the floor in front of you to push the floor away, the mat away. And you want to try to bend backward with your back as much as possible so your right front of the hip is stretching. And this is it for today. Release your pose. Join me in crossed legs position. Placing one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Inhaling in the nose. Filling yourself with air. And at the top, take one more sip of air. Open your mouth. Let go all the air out. One more releasing breath. Inhale in the nose. Filling yourself. One more tip at the top. Exhale, side out. Last time, inhale in the nose. One more. Exhale. Any sound that you need for this releasing breath. Bring your palms together at your heart. Use this moment for yourself to thank yourself for showing up today and dedicate your time to your attention. I also thank you for practicing with me and choosing this video today. Please click like, leave me your comment. I love to know how it went for you. Any feedback, I would really love to receive it from you. And if you like my page, please subscribe. That is a tremendous support for me.